Yeah, man. Welcome to another epic episode. The name is Yake Master Builder. As always, I'm not flying solo. I'm with the certified gatekeeper.
Nabandwana besekum ningabaleli ngokuba ubukumkani bamasolo bobabo imavula market imavula market iminyango na market. What's up, man? Ephondweni, what's up? We're still here, still fresh.
It's beautiful, man. I see subscriptions are growing and it's just been yes.
Bra kuku talks Ephondweni. Can up YouTube Ephondweni network like one way. So
okay, before we introduce her, why now subscribing Ephondweni?
Subscribe.
Subscribe. Remember ke kuthiwe iphone mazibe zingabikho apha on set. Ke sithi khani mnikeni iselula yakhe subscribe.
Man. Where is Bond? Sanungela kuwe man. We introduce ukudala lady. Shaya bangathi ngokusindolana patriarchy.
We have a guest that I've been excited to have over. Ephondweni Asiphezi ka Jita. Jita kazi ke shem sisters. Asiphezi is an actress. She is supporting actress Gqeberha the Empire as Matilda. Many will know her as a chomi ka Anat. Akayazi ke musufuna ntoni phatha ukuthi Anat nanku umuntu wakho ngulothulana Anat nanku luzuko. Very confused girl, but brings a whole lot of life to the experience of Gqeberha the Empire. One of the people I really pray for ukuthi ngaske yabana kukhula izinto more and more. When did I first meet you? Do you know?
I do.
When? Tell me.
In 2018.
2018?
No, in 2018. In 2018.
Where were we? What were we doing?
We were at Afda. And you were coming as a poetic soul to tell us a little bit about yourself and inviting us to the Unplugged
Sunday sessions. Yes, that's true.
And I remember I was actually telling the story to a friend of mine. To say, no man, call usisilele man. I take her as my mentor and everything. And I was telling them about how I met you and how blown away I was because I remember you walked into the room and you were like, "Hi guys, can I please just have a round of applause?" And she was like, why I asked you for a round of applause? We were like, no. Auntie, I'm just making sure if I suck, at least I know at least I know I was sending and then she was like, no, actually, I just want to gauge
yes.
And I was, okay. But that's when I first met you.
Yes. And did I meet you then? I don't think I met you then because I remember my actual meet up with you was probably a day or two later. You guys were doing your assessments after.
Yes.
And you were hosting a play.
Yes.
And you were a witch in the play. If I remember properly. Yes, you were a witch in the play. And I remember the person I was with just painting the picture for me. Go to green, and whatnot, many colors. And I just held on to your acting ability at that very moment because something grabbed me ngawe and your style of acting. And people get shocked all the time on city. Oh, your style for acting. So I'm like, where the hell? How do you tell? Acting is acting, and you can always tell what's alive and what's not just by, submerging yourself in the experience. You feel what you feel, and thereafter we work together. But I want to go back a bit to go see how you, as Asiphezi Jita, umfundisi, find yourself saying, I want to be in the entertainment space. I want to act.
So it's been a long journey for me to be where.
So,
where
but how
I'm
old are
at.
you? Like a long journey. I want to
Okay, not 2000.
Okay,
At least
defensive.
90s. 90s.
Sure, okay.
I'm 28.
Okay.
Yes.
No.
Yes. But I mean,
she's being a dick.
That's so sexist.
But yeah, I mean, before I started studying acting, I been for a BA law. You know? Yes. But I dropped out after 3 years because that's it. But
At the end.
Are you calling like it was very difficult to actually go to school, you know. Not that bending understand it, but umoya wami bengavumi. You know, ndithi ndihleli kuthiwa okay siwe exams ndiske ndibhale igama lam ogqiba ndibeke ipen ndilale. Like it was like that deep. Kuba I wasn't connecting with what I was doing.
Sure.
So obviously dropping out after 3 years is not into elula kwabazali ukubone, and then having to come home and be like, okay guys, I gave up, you know. But I knew ndifuna ukwenza acting.
Sure.
You know, because it's something that I did in high school, and although I wanted to do it, but siyazi mos la pressure ana kaloku mntanam sifuna ugqirha,
formal employment.
Sifuna siyayazi ba ininzi unemployment, so ke ngoku cela ufunde into concrete esoyazi ba xa ugqibile umsebenzi guaranteed. So yabo.
And what high school did you go to?
I went to Alex. Yes,
okay.
I went to Alex. So yeah, and then I started my journey at Afda. Definitely ngiphinda ngiqalele kwa ndiphinde ndiye ku first year. Ndabe ndilo.
So shem uzezi zifunde nabantwana.
Uyanana set?
Oh man. That's why you build the journey yakho because I have a feeling about uyoqala first year.
Exactly.
After you are in your 20s, everybody else is still like 18, 19 and
fresh. Fresh and ndiqonda ba guys mina ndifuna ufunda ndigqibe ndizoqala ukwenza into endifuna uyenza, you know. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that was my
It's interesting
summed
though.
up.
It's very interesting. Your reference to BA law. I studied LLB. And I remember when I quit M7 came and my parents found out because I never told them they found out that so I invite her I'm going out of town and went back but no matter I don't enjoy the law. I don't enjoy it's not Ellie McBeal, it's not Law and Order, it's not how I pictured myself. America and South Africa is just not.
It's not it.
It's not the same vibe. Yeah. Yes. So what with that? We thought my hand was convinced like a mouse. It's fine. As long as you're to make it work, Mama, you must pay rent, you must do this. As long as you can make it work. But I believe it was about rights. Because Robert Marawa, he started law. He started law. So it's very interesting that that there's a lot of people who go and study law and they fall back on the on arts as a whole, on the creative space as a whole. And I wonder why. You don't lay about it. I don't know. What drove you there?
Now as you're saying, but I find in the Law and Order. Deep down inside, ndiyayithanda that drama. How to get away with murder. You think uzoma pha uthi, Your Honor, I object, you know? But nyani, as you're saying,
it's not.
You know? But also, as udada engumfundisi, like I also believed by a performance layer ayenzayo. Because no Andy to your actor.
There is a performative element,
you know?
Because you performer.
You understand? Because you need people to hear what you say. You know, it's a form of communication. You need to make sure abantu are engaged at all times. You know, so like from little nangade ndimlinganisa udada ukubone uba wenza kanje na kanje. So it's for me it's always been about the communication and performing, yabona, to take the stage, you know. Not when I turn attention, but
you do like attention.
No, not when I turn. But it's always been something that excited me, you know.
So when you were doing law, did you like take part in creative art societies and other things that are creative within the campus?
Yes, I did. So it'd be BA law. So I started with my BA courses in first year. So I was doing media and society. Maybe it's a media and society at that time. But at Res, we had this play competition at Res for Res. So for the 2 years I was in Res, I participated in that. And like in the second year we did it, we won. Yeah. So like I always participated, but yeah. Eyona nto efuna marks, eyona nto decide whether or not we are passed, ile that I was slacking, you know.
I like the winning element go second year because it takes me to you performing in the streets. A concept I just dreamt up. Okay, fine, Culture Capital is coming up.
Yeah.
Let's get artists to perform in the streets, and I asked you to do something theatrical.
Yes.
But something that will grab your attention, your audience, around the life of artists, our struggles, and you and your partner did awesomely well. I think you were the only production we had to call back to. I think it was a private setup.
Yes.
Where even watched that thing and I was like, this is amazing. The transformation, Asiphezi and her partner, was just something else, because what happens is niphethe crates bazakhwela kwezi crate and ngexesha sihamba uthetha ngohlobo, okay sisilelethu, right, no mapha ka shop, right, no it's fine sithi sawumapha duku zmili crate duku Asiphezi. What happened to this sweet child?
It's gone.
Yes, just assuming your character and whatnot. What do you think of us being activists through our art? Because that's what that was really.
Sure. Oh my
I don't remember his name. I want to assume it is Mamu Peggy's son.
It is.
Yes.
It is. Can you pin a question? Just like
what's your take on us being artists and also activists and using our art as a form of protest? Because that's what that experience was all about.
So, like for me, it's like okay. So for me, it is very important, because I feel like song as artists is ikona lento esifuna uyithetha. Uyabo? Une identity yakho mos as a artist. You know, you choose okanye as a person, mandingathi as an artist, as a person, we all know what's important to us. We know our values. We know what we stand for, and we choose bazindoni ezizinto sizithethayo because art is a form of communication, right? And it's not always easy ukuba ezinye izinto azifuna uhlale phansi sithethe not kanje, like azifuni uba siyohlala etafileni sizithethe, azifuni ukuba sibe se boardroom sizithethe, you know, okanye so understanding yourself and understanding what you stand for and understanding izinto funeka uzilwele okanye things that you need to shine a light on also helps you to craft your art, because a lot of the time, especially in the times that we live in ngoku, sicinga uba everything is for content. Sicinga uba everything is about okay, it is about influence if you think about it, but xa ndisithi content laa nto uba nje ndikhangela likes.
Yes.
So sine power as the artists
Yeah.
As performers, as singers, as poets, sine power. And once you realize that power, you realize it's not worth wasting that on just content.
Sure. I like that. Understanding your art, your value, your doni, helps you in understanding your craft.
Yes.
Or building your craft.
Yes.
It's powerful away. It's powerful, Yani, because there's a lot of power in how we carry our messages across. And Yani, at a time where the most important thing is to have 1,000 subscribers or whatever, like we're asking now, can you subscribe, please?
Subscribe, yes.
We are hell-bent on that, and sometimes we forget the core of our messaging. This now takes me to my next question. Are there roles that you think you would never ever perform?
Given that
also given that you understand the power of your craft, do you know what I mean?
It's twofold le question, because and ingathi ndizophinda ndizibethe, because if ndizawuthi imisebenzi inqabile, right? So xa usithi imisebenzi inqabile, no, definitely zikhona zininzi izinto endasoze ndizenze.
Okay.
You know, because again, it goes back to Lendo Ben City, understanding your power. Understanding why you're doing something. So if I'm just going to take a role for the mere fact uba andinamali, but it doesn't go with my values, okanye it doesn't go with what I stand for. I mean, I've been offered to do izinto and I said no, because, for example, sexual as in izinto allow you require you to be, which is a very interesting thing. For example, so I'm saying I was asked to be in a thing that was exploring relationships and whatnot and intimate scenes and whatnot, right? But it was I don't want to say a student film or whatnot, and I immediately saw they're not treating it with a professionalism, right? Because even the person that I was supposed to be shooting these intimate scenes with already jumped to ati, okay, mna di actor, so asizo actor ke xa si intimate. Sizoyenza manyani. So already I'm like, there are so many children abanga understand you, this is wrong. Who would fall for a trap to do that, you know? And I would be expected to be nude, right? And already I was feeling uncomfortable with that. But in the same breath, there was a show, a third-year film, Afda, where I was going to be topless, but it was speaking about feminism and Babezo. I was going to play the role of Usara Batman.
Sure.
We understand. And I did that because in esteem, and there's a reason behind why it's being done. So
it's not like you don't want to be nude.
Yeah.
But there must be a reason.
Yes.
And it must be within your values.
Yes.
Back in perspective.
Yes. But definitely it's the kind of role that but and but like, for example, if I don't see the value behind Lendo, and also like being vulnerable, because when you play a character, it's not like immediately I'm going to switch off and then and dingo and pin and wele to being Asiphezi. It imprints as a character was Lalayo. You carry some of them, in you know. So if it's not going to serve me, why should I open myself up to that, you know? Yeah.
How was it to play me in character? How was it to be blind on stage, to have to convince people? Just a little bit of information. So, choreographer and dancer, Laverne Porter, wrote a physical theatre piece inspired by me.
Okay.
And I was the lead in it as well.
Okay.
But when we had to take it to Grahamstown, I could not because I'd injured my knee. It was one of the worst experiences at Amamwam and Buena Stage because I was on tables, I was shaking on crazy. So I had injured my knee during rehearsal, and Laverne got Asiphezi to come on board. I was still a part of the play in a way because I was on stage narrating here and there, but Asiphezi played the role. How was that? How did you find the experience of acting something that I'm sure you don't even imagine yourself ever going blind? What kind of research had to go into that?
First of all, I feel like one launch. First of all, one launch because literally they called me 2 days before by Grahamstown. If not a day, 2 days.
It was really tight.
And first of all, I'm not a dancer. And
I'm not either. I'm not either.
But at least you know. It was very challenging. Never mind the fact that it's you learning a whole, was it like 45 minutes to an hour? 2 days to learn the lines and like the whole play. And this is like Grahamstown. People are paying money, you know. And it for me, research, I don't remember who helped me, but the biggest thing that I had to think about or to work around is that obviously if for example it's your senses, right? So yonke into is ndiyayibona mna uyabo. And also my biggest worry was I need to and andizokwazi umletha down usisilelethu. You know, first of all, you know, my portrayal of this character, like I know usisilelethu, right? So my portrayal of this character, and you know, stereotypical. You know, andizoveske ndikwazi ukhwela stage ndenze into nje ukubone kuba, you know. So having to I think nangoku sasirehesa, I was blindfolded. Uyabo? And then to the sense ukuba you've lost your sense of seeing, right? So what are you going to rely on? You know? So now if I can't see, if I'm dancing with someone on now I need to focus on other things like hearing. So even if I'm moving, I'm not just moving, you know, on stage, but I'm allowing someone to lead me. You know, I'm, you know, feeling, I'm touching, I'm listening, you know, so it was very challenging, but for me, you know, I can't just do this without research. You know, I can't do this without rehearsing, but I was scared because, as I said earlier, Mnandani Tata is my mentor, you know, especially in my years after. Nancy to Sisleletu is my mentor. Excuse me. Even no Tata Miayas, Ati, Asiphezi, Jambu Mosha Kanja, Gangaka, Yabo, even Nango, Ben Susan and Flange. Asiphezi, Jamba Mosha Gangaka. I'm sure Sisleletu, but when I was saying La Asiphezi, all right. And as exposed, I'm all but like,
listen.
But it was a special moment for me. You know, it was a very special moment for me, and I really needed this galele. You know, like really. Like focus and pay attention and not just say, okay, Ndinale role, let's go. But what does it mean? You know, what do I rely on? What moves me? What, you know? Yeah, and yes, and I can't explain that experience.
Yeah, but I must say it was a job well done. It was a job well done. Another job well done is getting into Gqeberha.
I was going to ask if she ever got feedback from anyone else.
Yes, outside of the people on the cast.
I don't think I did. I don't think. If for some reason, ikhawulezile mani la yonke la show, yonke la nto, there was a lot of rush, yabona. Yeah, so I don't think I ever got to sit down.
Because also it was not only my injury, somebody else had pulled out as well.
Yes.
So
yes, there was a lot.
It was crazy.
It was crazy. Even the person who replaced you, I work with her now. I work with her now, but yeah, it was a very interesting experience.
Yeah, I know it was a crazy experience, but I absolutely enjoyed experiencing you like that as well. Okay, this person is outside of the fun roles where Ebu Kukhene, it was comical as well. Yeah. And the other one was easy to do because I feel we all have a voice for the artist.
Yes.
And to experience you like that, I think now for me, it's always when you meet an artist outside of their comfort zone, that's when you can really tell, do you know what I mean? Like you need to experience I think, what do we call him? What's her real name? Pamela Nomvet.
Oh yes.
I feel like yes, we've experienced Yena as Unseki Lukele, and in most roles as a powerful woman, but I still would love to experience her in a vulnerable position, needing somebody and being timid in her nature or in that particular character would be something awesome for me to experience, because I artist ingena Kwindawo is uncomfortable for even a singer. Do you know what I mean? Even you as a hip hop artist, Yakim, diakuvuya rapper and. But the day I experienced you, kusitiwa were forming a choir. Now we are and but that's when I will say there's a true artist. You know what I mean? There's a true artist. So it's really nice to experience a person outside of what we would call the comfort zone. And I wanted to get to Gqeberha because I really celebrate Gqeberha as a tool that can shift the energy as it by.
Yes.
Right? There's a lot of criticism about it, yes. I don't really focus on that because my focus is on the energy shift.
Yes.
So I support so that I also donate my own energy to the shifting energy. So that's my main reason for it. But I do not want to lie. It was a moment of pride. I'm watching with my sister. My sister doesn't know you. And you speak. Just go, cut away. Asiphezi. I think it's like, like this voice, Asiphezi. Let's wait for the credits. And Yani, true to the fact, Asiphezi Jita Yani. Very proud moment. How you carried it through. I think that your character on Instagram,
yes.
In a uti character Asiphezi. But we change like go back to normal Asiphezi, but a very, very funny character. A very funny character. I think there's a lot of that as well that you've given to the character Matilda. But how's that experience been to have an agent now? Do you feel like yes, the stress arrive in life?
I believe Veki, man. I can't believe Veki. And the thing is because ndikhulela apha ndihlala apha andingowalapha but ndikhulela apha ndihlala apha. So for me xa ndisithi I believe Veki, like ndisahamba ezaa ndawo ndandizihamba, uyabona. Like for example naxa ndiye kwaCheckers, for example, yabo umntu athi naku Matilda ndithi ayinguye wathi nguye ndithi guys abantu bayafana, you know.
But asaze bangakuva xa kuthethane, that's where you lose the top shot. Yeah.
And I feel like this one time when I was the most shocked is I was sitting at a restaurant. I'll call it a restaurant.
Now that we're here.
I was sitting at a restaurant, right, with my friend. And then Dahleka. What a company to like literally, no. Like literally, we're sitting back to back. I said, and the time because I'm like, what the hell? What do I like? I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You know? But it's been I spoke to a friend of mine, but like, you know, in life you have your doubts, but am I ever gonna get, because udala se audition, guys, you know.
Am I ever gonna quit?
Hell no. Like udala, like you audition for things, you know, you want things to happen, but you don't get the call back. But am I not getting enough? You know? Okay, it's fine. I don't fit the profile. It's not my time yet. So okay, fine. But I figure then you audition again. Because even for Gqeberha the Empire, you wouldn't believe that audition a guy for. Like, and every time, and I think by Pina Band, like they sent out a post where they're looking for someone. And then now this was the 5th time. And my friend sent it to me and I was like, I am not going to audition for this for the 5th time. Like, what more can I do?
We audition for the same role.
So you just audition.
Okay.
So they do send the character Bibles and whatnot. Okay, so abanje.
Sure.
So like you try to change it up a bit, but it was the same thing over and over again. And then they give you the scripts and then, but okay, just translate this and then do it. So now for the 5th time, that andizoyenza. Like I was literally at that point, that andizoyenza. Like there's abanfunimos, like kudala the audition and that answer and like I really didn't do the 5th one, but luckily somehow somewhere by fumana low audition and then I made it to the callback
because you've done 4 already.
You know, so I was just like, there's nothing more I have to give. What do you want from me? You know, but. So la self-doubt. And also okay, I spoke to my friend, Noma Flower.
Lilang.
So no lilanga with the support, like we supporting characters, right? And then you have your main crew. Your main cast, where the story is focused and centered around. And then like sometimes business now when you can all the cast, you know, come forward and then sibambane ba Chomi nathi siyayo kanye asi and then sitana Chomi akubizwa thina man thina sizi supporting like I am just a nobody. You know, it's just says and this you know. But then it got to the point where we were like, Chomi, but we worked for this, you know. And obviously also on social media, you see the things that people post, you know. About Noma Flower, no Matilda, the best supporting characters. Okay, I'm now Matilda, So that also, not to say about social media, because the same people are the same people who are going to say, yo, I come, you know?
How do you take such things?
I mean, I don't care a damn. Like what am I, you know, like people will always say things, you know, but the same people that will trash you again are the same people who opinion about you.
They'll praise
you. But that moment of realization, no man, like you know, like you did the work. It's not like ufukile one day kwathiwa ina nangu Matilda, you know. Bufundile what drop her out. then waphinde wabuyela ngoba i-first year abantu besithi yo hayi umdala lona sohlala naye okanye you know okanye audition ungayifumani like you worked hard so sometimes la self doubt iyakwazi ubulala ispirit
so basically this was a moment of affirmation.
Yes,
especially is it by what do you think it's doing for the artists that are based in PE? Remember conversations with people like Lisa, myself, you know, us saying, it's difficult in PE because there are people who close it out.
Yeah.
You know, type vibe.
Yeah.
And how, you know, even myself, I had already told myself because I know the state of mind of a number of artists so they don't open it up. I'm going to go out and search for new talent and try to open up the space even if I don't work in the space. I mean, I'm not an actor, but I still try to say Mandivule, let me touch base with Asiphezi to see who's new, what's happening, what can we find that's fresh and happening right now. How does it feel now? Because right now the space is open. You just have to go audition.
Yeah, the space is open, and not just with talent, like for the actors, but also for the technical crew.
Sure,
you know, it's so heartwarming. Andy step out on set, and I see people that been funanabo. You know, like literally every single time I get on set, there's a new face.
Okay,
you know. Even like the securities esibasebenzayo sometimes it's about nangulo concert aweni you know so in terms of that it's really heartwarming, it's really exciting you know, to see abantu also getting invested and bayasebenza guys abantu like literally now I always say guys hayi niyasebenza nyani because ndiyakwazi ushuta like kule veki nishute once all right. Call time yami yazi ba uzovuswa ngo 5:30 your ride is outside you know, and I do that once a week, but these people who are doing it every day including Saturdays sometimes you know, guys abantu bayasebenza, but more than anything just seeing people growing. Because you'll see someone like ebenifuna nabo after ubone umuntu uqale as intern right, and then the next day baphethe camera.
Sure.
You know, and the crew also on Gqeberha the Empire ayingabantu abavalelayo, you know, they want people to learn, you know, because
that's great. Lando sasithetha about or what we hope for is that, and as much as this is a production company that's not from PE or the Eastern Cape, ingaske bashiye ulwazi and skill up in Eastern Cape. So I like that.
Yeah.
The question was, how much did you have to like adjust from yourself, like as a person, Asiphezi, to Matilda, you know, like in terms of as a person?
Okay, so people don't believe this, man. People don't believe this, but Asiphezi is she's really shy. Yabo, ndiyawabala amazwi right? I really just a lot of the conversations, a lot of things happen like in my head. Yabo, ndithetha ndiphinde ndiziphendule ogqiba ndithule. Because then if many answer I play all of the possible scenarios and then I just don't speak. Because I'm like, I know how this is going to turn out, you know. And also just I hate money just as in the but yeah, also being umntana like you are scrutinized. People are always not even
very early how to hide
not even like so abantu are always I always say ziyafana Cha kuba nicinga uba mna bendifunda noYesu okanye utatami befunda noYesu. Wena you expect me uba ndibe ingelosi. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I'm also human. And what people don't understand, for real, like isn't it like isn't no zenzayo. Sizenza sayitu. But because you have already created this image of how I'm supposed to act, when I act out of that image that you've created, or the perception, already But I
also think that the other thing about Madonna Befund is, just before we go back to the original question of the difference between them and Matilda, the other thing I've come to realize about Madonna Befund is that it's Abefundisi themselves who are very conscious of the fact that that will already be limited by expectations zabantu from them. So kwabona as parents, noba strict kangakanani na, noba yabona unomthetho ongqingqwa kanani na, but unayo indawo erelaxayo allow aba umntana ayifumane freedom yakhe, because I think they sometimes try to be careful that I'm not trying to create abanye abefundisi. So andifuna Asiphezi aphele ngokunaye qonba namfuna ngumfundisi because this is all I know. This is all that has been showing me. That's what I find most of the time. That then propels Abantwana Befundisi to explore different things and in some instances become wild because bayayinikwa freedom. It just depends on how strict the parent is. And able strict back is still uzayivula la room yoba. Find yourself and don't be stuck on le life here too as abantu becawa, the brothers kaYesu or classmates with Jesus type vibe, right? So I think that's the other thing that makes us who are watching on say, oh, but not a baby funny. It's because there is an element of a freedom to explore yourself.
Definitely. And Namabazal they do give me that to a certain extent. And room to just be me. But as I was saying, all right. So when I do assume these characters, you know,
So
it is. And now going back to also that thing that we were saying, what you need as an artist, you need to choose values and what is it that you're trying to communicate with your art, right? And your content, your influence. For me, it's always been about healing. But healing in a very atando joker. So isn't in this post even like my other on Facebook, right? because I'd also like I'd grown tired of abantu that are constantly searching for Asiphezi. And then ibuyele endlini. So I just wanted to create this name where I don't have, and it's so boring.
People do that?
Like, I mean, if I wanted to say something to my mom, I would say it to her because but this is my space. This is like where I choose to express myself. So also creating I was just like, I don't want people to know my name, but then ingati lelona gama ke ngokulove eske lafumana eyona attention but but so even I know you're a good poster, but the characters that I play are very different to who I am, right? But the characters that I play is where I find the most freedom. You know, that's where I'm unapologetic, you know. And I will say things and so even with Matilda ngulo khamisa tyhali, you know, ngulo abantu baqonda nasecaweni bathi hayi umntana kamam, umntana kamama kamam, awuhlebi awugobhozi awuthini. But like those characters also come from within because that's the voice that I've been deprived of, you know. That's the look, carefree sometimes to a certain extent that I feel is there. Uyafuna uphuma, but because ndingafuna ujajwa mna Asiphezi by ezi zinto, then I'll take all of that energy and then I'll put it into these characters.
It should have been hard, man. Growing up and you have all these, congregants that look at you. You're still trying
At some point, were you not a youth leader?
You're trying to find yourself.
Why are you leading the youth? Asiphezi.
I'm leading them to not be like Asiphezi lo woyikayo.
To be expressive of themselves.
Yeah. That's because nasecaweni, so Sunday school, I've been the Sunday school teacher. Still am. So even when it comes to matters of the Bible, like andifuna uhlala bandithi uDavide ke uthe, ngaske ndithi, okay, just write a short little poem. Okay, let's just create a short little play. Yabona. So ezi zinto besizifunda, so upper in the community is like sizibona njani, so rather than ubahlalisa phansi and be like, okay, siyafuna ngokube uphethe iswazi, no, understand children, understand that communication yabo isebenza njani, how do you actually get through to them? You speak the same language that they speak. Not ngothetha ngejoke, man.
And how do the children receive you now that you're on TV?
Are they still up at that time? Like Gqeberha at 9, are they still up?
Definitely Definitely
But also, you've got the Matilda character. Yes. You're on TV every day. Matilda. How are those congregants who were watching you on Facebook, on Instagram, doing your skits, what are they saying now? Because it's almost like, when you get a character, now you're on TV, it's like, oh, now it all makes sense. Is there any different way that they reacting to you?
Now they don't just speak to my mom about the things that I do. They come up to me and then they're like, "I come in for Matilda. Come in, funa bantu bayazi bandi amazi Matilda." No. You understand? And now it's not as much of bayan hleba, but they are also affirming kumama uba, no, you should be proud of Asiphezi. It's only now that they understand. I think it's only now that they understand ukuba as the characters the characters
It's not you.
But I guess social media they couldn't draw that that comparison ukuba, oh, social media is not real, guys. It's not real.
No, but we come a long way as a country as well, because if you remember the first Papa Action, they didn't go to the sequel, was second season, because people wanted to attack him in the streets because it's like
they didn't get it.
You know what I mean?
It's the same with Pamela Nomvete as well. What quite a shop, because she's so mean as Nziki Luken. And I think the other thing is it's watching this thing every day. Do you know what I mean? You get sucked into it. Because we bugala on a daily basis. Ufunu yazba ngomso sovuka sistini, ngomso sovuka kustini. And ningokola ngayena sepa sumbone lo bani onqondiya ngqapkisa anaziphela nento kabani. So people nyani they start living it out by man irreal way kum ngokudibana nomuntu evenkileni qhwa ngemba. That's when you know the character. You take them as they come. And obviously, it's PE, it's a small town. Did I sponsor PE, it's a small town? Gqeberha. It's a metro.
No, it's a city.
Relatively.
It's a city. But it's not as big as it should be.
Yes. How the recognition that you get, does it get to E-levels of Uqamba? Hey, I need to, change my number. I need to perhaps have a separate Facebook account that other people won't access? Is it there yet, or are you still feeling safe?
In terms of safety, not really.
Not really?
No, in terms of safety, not really, because as you were also saying, we are in people's living rooms almost every day. Uyabo. So, ngoku umntu xa ikubona bangathi nawe uyitshomi yakhe. You know, I had someone.
What happened?
No. I literally had someone kiss me.
Okay.
Oh.
You know, uzenza ingathi ungumntu ozosusa like unentongo hayi man uyi-celebrity ngoku so funeka uzijonge xa khava ucimele man yabo so ndicima nyani and ndandilele nyani because like ndandithathe inep so ke ndicinga uba uzosusa intongo
Unephi phi?
andifuni uthi baphi but like so like it
Unephi phi? Okay.
But like that thing of
Umisa no 7.
But it's not like people really feel the connection. Right. Ukuba hayi man nawe uyichomi yamo sayibo ukubone and sometimes abantu abakwazi uyireada iroom you know because sometimes nasecaweni ukubone mhlambi kwenzeke into like this one time as a Sunday school teacher ndihlele and umntana just starts during sermon starts yatswina like uyakhala kanti besitya smoothie and now it's choking her right like hectic like it's really really choking her and then kufika omnye miss uyambetha I did the first aid right but yayazi sometimes when there's a situation you can never predict how you're going to react you know and I'm hearing someone saying but you can't give her someone who's choking on something a man's, you know. But like I was literally frozen and like everything is playing in my head. Ukuba, is a child really gonna die? You know. And eventually fine, but now I'm literally in the state of shock and I'm just running out and I'm crying. You know, and then here comes someone, Matilda, you know, so like in terms of like Abandabas understanding, like reading the room, the boundary, they're just personal so space. Excited, personal space. It's not always Matilda, and I'm like, dude, you know, it's a different environment. So people are really receiving the show well. They're receiving the character. Like also people are giving my number out. And now as you're saying, sometimes I'm like, hey, I'm like, hi. Can't believe I'm speaking to a celebrity. And I'm like, who are you? And then the blow kicking away immediately.
And the kiss?
And no, I reported that. But
okay.
No, I reported where? That.
Why reported?
Yeah, she was napping because we touched on the 5-16.
Why?
So then we are and go now on the insomnia. So and I got the vumi.
When your friends now. So what are you most looking forward to? And I mean the life of an actress is such that you don't get too stuck on one thing, right? You don't get sucked into it like the arrival into Gqeberha life. Yeah. There's always more to look forward to. There's one thing sets you up for the next. What's your dream? You know, production, director, you know, are you portraying someone's life or that was real?
Yazi,
It's a good question.
No, you know what? For me, my dream has always been ndifuna sivulele academy yam mna. Ndifuna in terms of theatre, my first love is theatre. My first love is theatre. And also being abantwana bayamthanda Matilda, for example, nasenkonzweni yam. Yabo. And a lot of the times I get students coming to me and being like, "Hayibo misi, nami ndiyafuna uact ngizokwenza njani?" Uyabo. Bendikhaphe ichomi yam, your sister ichomi yam, ufuna wenza poetry. You understand? So like even for me, but even for me, like was a trans guy, and I understand, like in the schooling systems, there are schools that they choose your subjects for you, right? And when you get to, for example, or 12A, maths, physics, geography, bio, then also figure go 12J, tourism, don't. You understand? So for me, like I really, really, really would love to have an academy. I don't know where.
Artistic school.
Yes, an artistic school. And not as is it is 1 million a year or 1 million a month. Isn't as because there's a lot of kids that you see bayaqala bangena ku first year. The parents take student loans, and then by the time second year, you can't because you just don't have the finances, you know. So
it's expensive.
It's expensive.
Is there justification for that house?
Oh, mazinga mentionishi amagama. You understand?
No, but then in podcast we have the freedom, to do that. Like.
Do you think it's justifiable though? These high fees. Honestly. Like,
hey,
performing arts,
equipment.
There's no technicality.
You understand?
Sound, like a 14 door, women just stage as the MD. Sometimes funeka zenzele na le set aqokelele i-card box athina. It's justifiable.
Ayikho justifiable. That's why ke ngoku ndisithi kuni my That's why ke ngoku ndisithi, like, I think that's my biggest dream. Like my biggest dream. When ndizawuzenza because i-capital ndiyayidinga.
It's a dope idea, man.
Right.
It's a dope idea.
And I don't know where it would be situated, but there are so many kids, as I'm saying, that really come up to me and they ask, "Uba ndingenza njani? Ndiqala phi?" Uyabo. And it's not to say umntana uzoqala xa isiya university. You know, you have to start somewhere. You need to start building the skill and the craft and whatnot. You know. So ngaske ngandlela zonke ndingafumana a way to yes.
Hold on to that dream. I think a lot of Nancy creatives have the same dream. Where when you have people abazileyo who are in the artistic space, they can come through, to kwesisikolo, so that abantwana bakhona Ephondweni baqhele to meet the so-called celebrities, because the reason why people are unable to act ngendlela right xa bedibana nabantu abazi-celebrities is because they're not used to, Also, if we celebrate and then sakhwela itaxi because awukabi nazi imizwa loba ngabana apha bayithabhu uba hayi kaloku uyi-celebrity awunawukwenza into ethile. So it means we are the generation that must change izinto indlela ezenzeka ngayo. So how do you juggle work and the other work of acting?
Who did it do?
So Matilda, Asiphezi.
So you teach performance?
Yes, yes. But I'm currently on a 6 months unpaid leave. But I'll be going back in July. I was juggling that last year. I was also teaching at the Nikki Ray Academy for Performing.
Oh, Nikki Ray.
Yes. So I was literally doing 3 things, but all in the same, type of field. It got hectic. Like, I think the reason why Indian Itata Ilanduka leave, is because benditiniwe.
Okay.
And it takes a lot of energy, because even teaching, I didn't understand. That's also a performance, because singing 9 to 5. Singing 9 to 5, and you need to keep your students engaged. You need to make sure that abala like bayawenza umsebenzi, and even after that you need to go home and you're marking papers and you are creating lesson plans, and not only are you thinking about your lines and what you need to do, but the lines that they need to do up and apaya, I got tired. I got tired. But now, as I was saying to Sis Leleto earlier, now I'm shooting like once a week, and I'm sitting at home. I'm like, ish, what do I do with my time? Then I go to these restaurants.
That's why I did
Trying to get kissed. And some other people say you must laugh again.
You see. It gets hectic. Unzimba rockstar.
Yes. Now listen, Asiphezi. I hear the hecticness of it all and whatnot, but I want you to know that I'm currently writing a novel that will later be adapted into film, and I've got you in mind, right? So click dreams. Okay, you're opening an academy. But I also want to ask, in terms of you writing, do you ever because when you do the skits on social media, I feel that shows you off as a writer, of content in TV. Do you think of yourself as such as well, as a playwright, a script writer of sorts?
In terms of writing, I've never actually invested my time in it. I don't think I ever think of writing. Ndenze i-poems andikowa nyanyani, right? But uba ndike ndizinike ixesha ndihlale phansi, but it's a skill that I would like to develop.
Because I think as you develop the character for your social media content and whatnot, that's part of writing. That's what writing is. Formalize but actually that is writing.
And also
that's the development of content.
Also what she does with the students, the Sunday school. Because going to play. You've already started on the journey.
I just need to take it seriously.
Come on. How is it acting alongside I Love Uzukana Sodla as a
I love her too.
I love How is she on set?
The thing is, we hardly are in the same scenes because our worlds are different.
Oh, yeah.
But yes, Zikona is Amini, where we are in the same room, and we're in the same space. And and being a big head or anything, but like energy that I feel like is fana in a sense, because there was a scene we were shooting in Yimini and Kwagobanda Sise Harbor, Sikodola, and we were there for a long day. And then ke mna ke ndinalento iveske out of the blue veske ndihlabela ingoma. Yabo. Izobe, and I don't know, noba kwenzeka noni veske ndihlabela ingoma and uzowulandela ukubona, and then it just ends up being andifuna uthi praise and worship, but siyacula kumnandi, but she's very laid back, she's chilled, you know. Party speaker, we makeup room, sangokola, live videos, but nam ndanimoyika uqala kwami umbona because ngumntu endikhule ndimbukela, you know.
Yes.
Ngumntu that I look up to ndiqonda,
I guess,
you know,
the reputation.
Yes. No, Sandile, Zandile Msutwana. People that we grew up, you know, watching, you know, and people that we were like, one day is one day.
Yeah.
But then you step into the makeup room. It's arrived. It's arrived. And when you're in the makeup room with them, you're like, hey man, kusisandile man lo, like ngumntu.
They easy.
You know what I mean?
They don't make it hard for you.
You know, but also very professional, because as much as we have our time to play around, singxokole and whatnot, when it comes to bafuneke sishude ke ngoku, umntu uyozithathela alone time yakhe. You know, just before you go in, you know, okanye depending on the scene, you will see umntu ba namhlanje it's happy, but ke ngenye imini it's an emotional scene. Okay, I need my time alone. Yeah.
Do you have a ritual before you go on set?
Do I have a ritual?
Rockstar vibes.
I take a nap.
Oh, that's the ritual.
No, I'm joking.
Gets you into trouble.
Yes, but ke akhona amaxesha apho ndiye ndinqotye khona, but ke iye ivakale xa ndingayenzanga, you know. Iye ivakale xa ndingayenzanga, because like certainly udikeka easily, you know. There are a lot of energies and different people on set every day, so important laa nto yoba nayo iritual, important nyani.
A friend of mine was talking about into yoba she's female. Xa izawungena kwi-emotional scenes, she goes and dig kwi-files zakhe mentally, trauma, or just one thing, mhlawumbi she's not gotten over yona. Yeah, so that abe nokwazi mhlawumbi uinducer inyembezi or abe kusa state of vulnerability. Do you ever do that?
To be honest, asifundisa, on paper nathi bazibiza i-magic ifs nendondoni yabona. But I've tried to do that a lot of times, being on set, yabo, having to mhlawumbi I'm in an emotional scene, but ayidifike, right? Ayidifike, but into ensebenzelayo ngoku is to really put yourself in. It goes back to understanding your character. Like if we are actor kuba u actor nje, you know, zikhona izinto zozinqotya, you know. I think like ngoku recently with this character also, it's just believing it now, because at the end of the day mos nam ndifuna abantu xa bendibukele bandibelieve uba ndinguye lo mntu, alright. And ibanzima laa nto yokhumbula eza files zakudala, because
ngamanye amaxesha siyadila kaloku, and you get over it.
Yeah. But sometimes uvusa ifile obuyibeke phaa ibe ingaphumi kubenze uyayibona ke. So I try to avoid that. I try to avoid ukudika kwi-files, because
Going forward, Asiphezi, are you auditioning for anything else currently? I mean, we hear about ingathi zisekhona izinto ezizayo to the Eastern Cape and whatnot. Are you auditioning for anything? Are you thinking of Joburg as a possibility?
I did audition for something.
Sure.
But
audition like 5.
Yeah. And in the audition guy one no, but definitely the unfortunately definitely the I'm Mandicho.
Now that voice
I'm Mandicho. Definitely the dream ndifuna uphelele ba yo kudala ndilapha. Kudala ndilapha kudala ndisithi ndiyahamba. Right. Into yam yoba lapha, I feel like iyanibambezela in terms of growth yam.
Sure.
Yabo. And also in terms of a love life, because I dating pool yourself. But definitely my dream, I do want to move. I want to because bentile ndiyayidinga la capital, so funeke ndizifumane ezi roles, ndizifumane ezi zinto, so that ndizoba nayo nje imalana yokuthi, and also to build as a network endizawuzidinga ke ngoku xa ndisenzisithi ndiyahlala phantsi ke ngoku nansi academy nansi ntoni. I need to go make those connections, you know, even if it's not Joburg. Even if it's Cape Town, you know, depending number what it could be Kenya. You understand? It doesn't. It could be LA. You understand?
Yes, when I can. Yes.
It could be.
Speak it to existence. I love it.
It's
dating pool.
But it is LA.
The work. We're also looking at the dating pool.
Because it's dating pool.
If you've got nothing else.
Look, Nabenza is spin-offs, you know, currently, and because Usa TV and people see you every day, surely that should have impact. Means as new jobs as he has a job one who has a job public domain. Are there any spin-offs currently
that I know?
And man.
Not that I know of.
La femme, Jita too much.
No, to be honest, not that I know of. Not that I know of. But exciting things are still yet to happen on this current show, Gqeberha the Empire. Mna ndisalindile mhlambi abantu bavumangalindi. I need to go out there. But ndi hopeful zisekhona izinto ezizokwenzeka. I'm still working, like in terms of the theater again. As I was saying, that's my first love, you know. So definitely zikhona izinto that are in the pipelines, you know.
Can you shoot once a week? Have you thought about being involved with your community? Maybe go to near a school, Landoba, you love writing poetry, you've been working with kids.
Silwana and a restaurant.
No, definitely. Benza enjoy by a rockstar, but in the by a rockstar. And so buyela ekubeni irresponsible activist within my art.
Oh, teacher.
Yes. Aba bancinci bathi Miss Asi. And then after Bati, Miss Jita, okanye Bati, Miss J.
Oh my.
Yes, but then sometimes, but you I man when it's a screw.
Just to close it off, Asiphezi, thank you so much for coming through, joining us at Ephondweni. Immediately after this, subscribe to Ephondweni Network. We look forward to seeing more of you. We honestly look forward to seeing more of you. I believe that more will come and your star is yet to rise. We'll subscribe to you too, and subscribe to us. We will follow your moves as you follow ours as well. So thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
To Yakim, let's get out of here.
Banana follow you. Thank you. See you in the next chapter.
Yeah.
Where is bomb?
Thank you. Yeah.